Hello everybody, this is Phony Bob and here, welcome to race number 22 of the 2020-21 NROL Siemens National Series season. This is the Pringles 300 at the Chicagoland Speedway. We've seen a lot of action at this point. It's just every race has been absolutely action-packed this season. You know, last time out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we had quite a bit of sausagery, and race ended, it ended under caution, but it came down to just one guy winning. And even though before that, Kentucky, that was a pretty interesting race as well. So, third race in a row in the Midwest. Let's see what today will bring. So with that being said, let's give you a starting grid for this race. Starting on the pole for this one is Anthony Logan, and alongside second is Greg Graff. Third is Russell David. Fourth is Ross Chastain. Fifth is Texas. Sixth is Austin Murray. Seventh is Justin Allgaier. Eighth is Sebastian Ballon. Ninth is Toby Lexpos. 10th is Matthew Brown. 11th is Harrison Burton. 12th is Nathan Amon. 13th is Prima Chain. 14th is Casey Anico. 15th is Michael Lance. 16th is Jose Mills. 17th is Keisha Reeson. 18th is Ryan Sieg. 19th is Balcom Films. 20th is Cinder. 21st is Edward. 22nd is John Doe. 23rd is Dane Blue. 24th is DJ Reed. 25th is Justin Haley. 26th is Jacob Fitzwater. 27th is Kana. 20th is Thomas Massey. 29th is Daniel Hemrick. 30th is Chase Briscoe. 31st is Anthony Alfredo. 32nd is Brandon Jones. 33rd is Cody Goforth. 34th is Ernie River. 35th is Noah Bryson. 36th is Shane Lamb. 37th is Bradley Herb. 38th is Bob Hunter. 39th is Winston Rimmer. 40th is Sandan. 41st is Maya Snyder. And 42nd is Can't Drive. And yes, you saw in the grid, Kana is back. So, what is Kana going to bring to the table today? Well, hopefully something better than what we've already seen, because, yeah, Kana, she hasn't been that great. So, this is going to be Kana's third Siemens National Series race. Her first, of course, being at Daytona, her second at the Seekonk Speedway. And now there's our third race here at Chicagoland Speedway. And in case you're wondering, yes, Kana will also be in the Skittles Cup Series race here at Chicagoland, which is the race following this one. So this race is then going to be like a bit of a practice run for Kana. So let's see what she can learn today and apply to tomorrow. As for everyone in this race today and the other guys who might be in tomorrow's race, there isn't many though. Let's see what they can do today. So, Chicagoland Speedway, we did come here last season, at least in this series, although I don't have any memories of what happened in last year's edition of this race. But that's okay, because now it's time to make some memories in this year's edition of the race. And one wonders, what will we see today? Also, Russell Davis starting pretty high up in the field. Let's see if we can convert that into a good result. Not that it counts towards anything championship-wise, but let's see where it goes. And green flag is in there for the Pringles 300 at the Chicagoland Speedway. Nathan Logan getting a pretty good launch here. Very good launch. Starting to pull away a bit. And there is Russell Davis staying there as well. Ooh, 3-1 action behind though. They're going absolutely nuts to start this race. Alright, but first up, that was a clean one. Yeah, a lot of stuff acting. Almost, oh my goodness, 5 wide. And now Austin Murray is scraping the wall. These drivers are flying here. A couple Tabal Motorsports cars as well trying to get up in here. Jose Mills scraping the wall. But ultimately, the race is starting to form up front. Anthony Logan's led the first couple of laps. He's got Greg Graff from Ross team behind him. Anthony Logan goes a bit high. That's going to allow Greg Graff to get there. Yes. And here is Russell David going beneath Ross Chastain for third. Couple colleague cars race each other. And this is Russell David's second race in a row. Now back in the number 16 car for colleague racing. And we are starting to get close to the playoffs, so Russell David doesn't have that many races left in this series. And really, you know, he's trying to use this series as a way of figuring out what he can do in the Cup race. And while that has translated to, or while that has led to one win in the Siemens Nash series, so far, he's not been the most successful in the Cup series, which is where he should be doing good. Anyway, as for these guys, though, these are the ones that should be doing good today. Andy Logan, pretty up in points, but could be better, and Greg Graff's trying to get to his inside as well. I feel that's getting a bit tame now. You know, there's quite a lot of action at the start of the race, but looks like now the field's starting to get a little bit more tame as Russell David tries to go beneath Texodus. Couple of sort of teammates race each other. Of course, Russell David now racing for the mothership to Bob Motorsports team today, but you know, he still has that connection to the guy in front of him and the guy behind him. Okay, well, there's a bit of action though forming here as Matthew Brown trying to get around Harrison Burton. Ooh, it seems like it's pretty difficult to pass here though. Alright, well, looks like Chicagoland a bit hard to overtake here. Very interesting. I guess now we're trying to take you to the lead. So it looks like Greg Graff is trying to get a run at Anthony Logan, but he just can't seem to get a good enough run coming out of the corner. So despite all the action that we saw at the start of the race, passing proved to be a bit difficult here. A lot of on throttle time. Now here's Ross Chastain going high. Texas going to try to take advantage of that, but no, he can't. And here goes Ross Chastain once again, trying to go beneath Greg Graff. But there seems to be no grip on the bottom lane. That's going to allow Texas to get to his side. And Texodus going beneath Ross Chastain. And Russell David falling behind. And Ross is going to lose a couple spots here. Meanwhile, now we got some action going on. Hoopy legs post, and others going very low. 3 wideisms happening. Let's just going to tuck him back in position. Texas, though, gains a spot on Chastain. And looks like we're coming up on Can Drive, and Can Drive usually hurts these races, hurts the days of some of these guys, but today he might be needed more than ever as this field I find it very difficult to pass, but Can Drive, however, we're gonna do something here. And Texodus, a lot of stuff going on here, and Can Drive going very high. Whoever's having to navigate their way around him. And Texas making the most of this. And Texas with a pass on Greg Graff. And Texas with an overtake on Greg Graff. All Greg Graff going to lose another spot to another Tabamo sports car of Fubi Lex Impulse. Scrape of the wall happening back there. Here's Sebastian Coquelin, though, trying to get into the action. Alright. So now with that in mind, field once again getting a bit more strung out. And Anthony Logan has led every single lap since the drop of the green flag. He's actually done pretty well this season, but still looking for a W for all the chances that he's had to get one so far. Ooh, a bit of a battle for third going on here. Huber Expos has found his way underneath Greg Graff. And he might use this. Yes, he does. All but Sebastian Kukulon trying to force the issue and make it 3 wide on the back straightaway. Huber Expos, however, still trying to get around Greg Graff, but ultimately he's going to have to give in for now. And meanwhile, Sebastian Kukulon, who tried to get a run on Russell David, still trying. But he's going to have to combine Russell David for the time being. Meanwhile, here's Greg Graff, who will try to look underneath Texodus. But it is looking pretty hard to pass here at Shadowland. A lot of first-year drivers running up here. In fact, the only drivers that aren't first-year drivers are the part-timers, which happen to link back to Tabal Motorsports. And here is Red Graff, still trying to get around Texas. But Texas off to a pretty good start today. Oh, Super Lexipos gets to the back end of Greg Graff. And he's still trying to, well, make some kind of a pass. Oh, 3 wides up one back here though. Sebastian Kukulon and Free McShane trying to get around Russell David for 7th. Well, Chance Stan, who was running up here at the start of this one, is falling back a bit as he just got forced into the wall. Here's Nathan Mon running very close to the wall. Not gonna scrape it though. Nathan Logan, however, still with a dominant performance today. And here we go with a move for third. And Hubi Lexpos. Now we're going to get around Greg Graff. And it looks like in a minute he might successfully get around him. That's still tough though. And Russell David doing the same thing here. Oh, Russell David though with the move on Hubi Lexpos. Teammates. Although despite all this that's going on, no actual passes are being made. Anyway, here comes Can't Drive once again. Man, looks like it is very hard to pass here. Now, of course, this is just Siemens Nationals. We could see something very different for tomorrow's Cup race. But for the drivers racing today, passing is sure difficult. And here is Texas still looking to get around Anthony Logan. And here we go. Texas trying to put an end to the dominance of Anthony Logan. But that is still difficult. You know, it seems when it looks like someone's going to make a pass, they just run out of horsepower. and they just can't actually make the pass. Now, that's not to say passing is absolutely impossible. We have seen a couple of passes already here. But, okay, well, passing out has been made a bit easy as drivers are just, you know, getting into each other. Here's Harrison Burton with a pass on Huber Lexenpulse. Now, while it is very difficult to pass, it is not entirely impossible to pass. However, that all depends on, you know, where the other cars are. Sebastian Huckelon trying to get a bit of advantage here, and Huber Lexenpulse scrapes the wall. And now we have 3 wide for 5th, this is. And here's Nathan Mon trying to force the issue. Russell David, though, he's cleared these guys. And Russell David has actually managed to pick up a couple of spots here because of the antics of the guys behind him. And Huber Lexenpulse is trying to quickly clear these guys as well. But passing, while it's very difficult, is not entirely impossible, as Russell David, like I just mentioned, he has picked up an extra couple spots. So Russell David, he has won for Tobon Motorsports, and now he's trying to win for Colleague Racing. Meanwhile, someone just went to the grass a bit there. I think it was Michael Annette. Let's actually go back a little bit, because I think Michael Annette had gotten into a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, Philly going absolutely nuts, and then tries to avoid an accident. He actually does quite well here. Into the grass, and no crash. But so far, despite all this, Anthony Logan has led every single lap and is the only driver to have led a lap so far today. Now the next question, though, is will we have pit stops or will we go all the way to checkered flag on the stint? Texla's trying to get a bit of a run here on Andy Logan, although he's also trying to fight off Greg Graff. And Russell David now attempting another pass on Harrison Burton. Yeah. Harrison Burton, though, getting a high-speed run on the high line. You know, it's crazy with Russell. I mean, he wins his first race in the over 9000 car, so he gets another couple races in the over 9000 car. And in the following 2 race after is when he does very badly. So he spent the past couple of races at Colleague Racing and has slightly gotten better with his results. So got a top 5 run today going so far here at Chicago. Texas, however, having a better day so far, running in 2nd. And Texas still looking for the first win in the Siemens Nash Series. He's, you know, been driving for this the Tobon Motorsports team in the Siemens Nash Series for, well, quite a while now. You know, last year he was sharing the over 9000 car with Backup Films and the Tobon Motorsports teammates as the caution has come out. Caution, first caution of the day has come. And there you go. First caution of the day. Wow, there you go. Field, yeah, likely gonna have to pit, but before we see that, let's now turn back time and see what happened to bring out this caution. As you clear up into the back straightaway. The question, though, of course, is who got involved, who caused it, and other things. Alright, so back straightaway accident happened between, I don't know. I think it was. Let's see. Oh, it was. Oh no! Oh, Kana gets into a kerfuffle with her own teammate of Edward, and Edward goes for a spin. Tyler Thomas gets involved as well. Gets hit by John Doe. A small crash, but still. Oh man, Kana, and not something you want to have happen at all. Somehow she gets into the back bumper of Edward, and just spins him out. Wow. Of all the drivers that she could have got involved with, she gets involved with her own teammate of Edward, and also gets John Doe and Tyler Tomasi involved. Now I'm talking about Toba Motorsports drivers having good days. Unfortunately for Tyler, he's one of the Toba Motorsports drivers who hasn't had such a good day, and now his day's gone bad to even worse now with a crash. And wow, Kana, I don't know about Kana at this point. You know, I mean, we got excited for her when she made the Super Bowl shootout way back at Daytona, but Daytona was a pretty long time ago now. Pretty long time ago. And since then, Kana just hasn't lived up to any expectations at all. You know, she failed to make both the race at Seekonk, and now she's come to a thing where she's basically guaranteed to make the race, and even when she's actually in the race, she still can't do anything. Well, anyways, for the guys who still can do something in this race, the entire field coming down pit road, so looks like we are not going to see any green flag pit stops. So looks like once pit stops happen, we will of course be going green all the way to the, well, unless the caution comes out, we will be going all the way to the checkered flag without any more pit stops. So anything that happens now, likely going to be settled on the track. I guess actually we'll go into this camera here and see who comes up here with the fastest here. Ooh, Harrison Burton picking up a couple spots. Oh, and Texas took him pit road. What is up with Texodus? Wow. And Texas does come back onto the racetrack, but with a very late re-entry. Wow. Disaster. Even though we couldn't quite see it. Disaster on pit road for Texodus. And that has put him back here with the Rift Raft. Wow. Disaster on pit road for Texodus. Not something expected out of a Toba Motorsports pit crew. So not much as far as position changes. I mean, there is some change, but it's not a ton of change. So, oh dear, unless something happens, looks like Texas is going to have to wait a little while longer for that first win. Meanwhile, John Doe, weirdly enough, hasn't pitted yet. I don't know what that's for. Huh. Okay. And Texas goes from second all the way back down to 30th. As we are going green this time by. So it looks like the field's gonna have a couple of slow cars to deal with now on this restart. So they've got Anthony Logan in the lead, but now he's got to put up with John Doe and can't drive. This will be a rather interesting restart. Let's fast forward a little bit here. And here we go. Restart about to commence at Chicagoland Speedway. And green flag back in the air. Ooh, drivers going absolutely nuts here. And Anthony Logan's going to get stuck behind the lap traffic here, which is going to allow various drivers to go to the high line here and gain a couple spots here. And Harrison Burton now to the front. And to one more sports guys, Russell David and Ruby Lexpos as well, taking advantage of this. And that has put an end to the day of the dominance of Anthony Logan. He's still in contention to win, but he's going to have to work a bit harder now. And meanwhile, battle for second place between a couple of Tavon Motorsports guys is Hubi Lexenpulse getting around Russell David. And it looks like cautions are breeding cautions. But we still have the race back to the line here. Here goes Michael Annett with a bit of speed here. We are back under caution, but we still have the race back to the line here. And Michael Annett trying to get around here, make up a couple spots, and Hubi Lexenpulse. And back under caution, and Harrison Burton wins the race back to the line and now takes over the lead in this race. But cautions breed cautions. Move a couple exploded cars now. Alright. So let's see what brought this caution. You saw it in the back. You know, pretty... Oh, wow. This was actually a pretty big pileup. Oh, it started out back here. Wow. Can't drive of all drivers go for the flip of his life. Wow. And here you're going for an even more violent flip. Wow. What happened to bring all that? It just seems the Phillies went absolutely nuts. So the... Ugh. So it actually is... Okay, well I can't actually look at this in too much detail because the game is going to crash. But ultimately this crash did involve the slow-moving John Doe. And Phillies went absolutely insane. And lots of stuff going on here. Oh, and Tyler Tomasi, you got already involved into one crash. Involved into another, which is the one that ultimately ends his day. And actually going to be the end of the day for a few of these guys. And I'm gonna have to look at I'm gonna have to look at this crash in a bit more detail another time. I might insert a clip here. But let's look at the violent flip from Ernie Irvan at this moment. He gets hit by various guys. And Ernie Irvan with the flip of his life. Yeah, I may have to analyze this crash in more detail. Because the game did get a bit laggy and I don't want to have the game crash. Wow. Much bigger crash than last time though. Bring out the caution back out here at Chicago. So with that in mind, we're in a caution once again. Are we really going to back down pit road again? Or not? Oh, Spack's going low. He's definitely going up pit road with a very broken race car. And now the front fielders are pitting as they just did. Oh, then you have the guys that got involved in that crash who are coming up the road to fix the damage. And for some of these guys, it is just straight up over. Kvatsigon, he's done. And Charles Tomasi had a blown engine, so Tomasi only got involved in, well, already got involved in one crash, and I got involved in animal Balcom films as well with quite a bit of damage. Except these number of wrecked race cars now on pit road. Well, we'll see how many of them actually return to the race. I can do one. How many of these guys? Oh, okay. Well, we do have some returnees. Brandon Jones coming back onto the racetrack. Same for Shane Lamb, Balcom Films, Ed Wood, Damon Blue, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Alright, so a decent number of cars actually coming back onto the racetrack. However, we have Tyler Tomasi, Ernie Irvin, Stumper Road, and Canada. Looks like he's gone to the garage. Also, the guys, I think the guys who went up to road are, I don't know about them. And Zachary Fitzwater Sr. coming back out onto the racetrack. Looks like everyone that did, oh well, most guys that did ultimately go up to road are now in the garage. However, there are still a decent number of cars left in this race. Let's skip another lap, and we're going green next time by. And this time, oh, well, that's unfortunate. Everyone is going to be starting on the high line except for John Doe, who ultimately was the root of the cause of the first crash, or the crash that just happened. So, oh dear, this could be interesting. All right, well, let's see what happens again, or happens this time. So Harrison Burton gonna lead them off this time. All right. These are about to get interesting. And green flag back in the air. All various drivers having to make all kinds of moves to get around John Doe. And John Doe once again holding up some lanes. And Russell David taking advantage of this and getting away from the bad stalls as soon as possible. And Hubi Lexipos as well with a move on Harrison Burton. The good apples trying to get away from the bad apples. And now it's a lucky day for Hubi Lexipos and Russell David. And same for everyone, well, Harrison Burton as well, actually. But one of these guys trying to go for a win. A rare win. And Hubi Lexipos side by side with Harrison Burton and Hubi Lexipos to the lead. Meanwhile, Russell David trying to keep up here. And it's a 3-car race out in front for now, at least until the guys behind catch up. And now Russell David trying to get back around Harrison Burton. But Hubi Lexipos starting to become the fast guy of this race. And Hubi Lexipos, for the 3rd time in his career, he is looking for a win. Actually, contention to win. First time he actually got the win back at Orlando. Then he went to Charlotte, almost won, but ultimately that win was stolen by Kyle Busch. But there is no Kyle Busch in this race, so Hubi Lexipos doesn't have to worry about any cup leeches stealing the win unless you count Russell David. But Russell David kind of in the same boat as Hubi Lexipos. I suppose hasn't won very much. But of course does have that one win recently in New Jersey, but now I'm going for another one. So Russell Davis got a win in the over 9000 car. Can he now get a win for the Colleague Racing number 16 car? One of 3 cars he's driving throughout the regular season. And it looks like the field has gotten by John Doe completely clean. Which is good. Because now it is time for some racing. So Anthony Logan, who dominated this race up until the caution came out, has fallen back a bit. But he is still in the top 10, so he's still looking for a good points day. Meanwhile, here's Russell David now with the move to try to get it around Harrison Burton. He's got to be quick about it now as this race is almost done. Just a little bit less than 20 laps to go. And also, oh, I got a bit of competition now as Michael Annett and Ryan Sieg come up. These are a couple other guys looking for a win. So the top three got out to a pretty good gap as John Doe held out the bottom lane, or well, a lot of guys, but now it's been a few laps. The drivers behind our drivers have caught up. But Hubi Lexenpulse now starting to become the dominant one of this race. However, he does have to hold off Harrison Burton and other drivers behind. Meanwhile, here's Michael Annett with a move on Russell David. And Michael Annett attempting the overtake on Russell David. But I've seen today is proved to be difficult. Here's Ryan Seegover trying to make it 3 wide. Now back to 2 wide. That's Ryan Sieg trying to work on Michael Annett. And as the car is stopped on the racetrack, as you can see, that may or may not bring out the caution. And Ryan Sieg now side by side with Casey Nanico. Meanwhile, up front, the top three is starting to pull away as Michael Annett not able to successfully overtake Russell David. It was good for Russell David because now he can focus on racing with the top guys in this race. Well, top guys now is Harrison Burton and Hubi Lexenpulse. Now, Hubi Lexenpulse earlier in this race, we weren't really talking too much about it, but then the caution came out and pit stops did quite a lot to change the outcome of this race, and now it has come down to this. And meanwhile, Harrison Burton still looking for his first W in his tenure at Douglas Racing. As you know, Cristobal drove this number 20 car last season. Then Cristobal went to the Cup Series, so this became a vacant car. And the ride went to Harrison Burton, who, while had a pretty mediocre season at Cowboys Motorsports the previous season before that, or, well, in the previous season. I mean, he hasn't had the best season either, but he's been trying. And here's John Doe, who might do some stuff. Alright, here's Hubi Lexenpulse, set to get right around John Doe. And oh, he gets stuck behind for a brief moment. Only a brief moment, though. It gets around him, though. But that's gonna... ooh, that's gonna lower Harrison Burton down a couple spots. Hubi Lexenpulse, however, now he's trying to clear a couple other guys. As here's Russell David going side by side with Hubi Lexenpulse. Oops. And there is Russell David going beneath Hubi Lexenpulse. And are we really about to see Hubi Lexenpulse lose another race to a Cup driver? Maybe. But Hubi Lexenpulse is about to try to clear Russell David. How Hubi Lexenpulse has the advantage on the line here. But it's now a tight battle between teammates. These two haven't been the best of friends back in the shop. And they really have been able to race each other. Well, I say really, they haven't actually been able to race each other too much on the racetrack. But now, this race comes down to a duel between a couple of Tawab Motorsports drivers. But right now, Hubi Lexenpulse doing his best to hold them off. And he does. Hubi Lexenpulse going to shut the door on Russell David here. And here comes Casey Nanico coming into conversation, and Anthony Logan as well, trying to move back up to the field. And here is Michael Annett once again with an attempted pass on Russell David. Less than 10 laps to go. Now, Hubi Lexpulse hasn't had that many opportunities to win a race, or at least not, well, you know what I mean, not many times he's been up front. However, this race is one of those times. And so far, 1 out of the 2 times he's made the most of it. Can he do it today? Well, he might just have the race in the bag right here. Unless we have John Doe again. Hubi Lexpulse might just have this race in the bag. Meanwhile, for third, or for second, we also David battle with Michael and Nat. And Harrison Burns still trying to keep up as well. Oops. A couple lap cars, but I don't think we're gonna catch up to those guys anytime soon. Race getting pretty close to complete. We might keep up with them, or at least catch up to them. I'm not too sure. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out soon. 5 laps to go. Five more laps that Hubi Lexpulse has to hold off the field for his second win of the season. And will join Bob Confilms as the only Top Motorsports driver in any series to have multiple race wins. But the difference in Hubi Lexpulse's case, he's actually running for the championship. So if he wins this race, it will count towards extra points if Hubi Lexpulse can make the playoffs. And he is above the playoff bubble. But in this series, there's no guarantees that you'll make the playoffs. So Hubi Lexpulse has to be as consistent as he can. Funny enough, however, Russell David has nothing to lose. But he doesn't have anything to gain either. So, well, no, it's more like he's got nothing to gain, but he has nothing to lose either. So at this point, he's just going as fast as he can. And we are going to encounter a couple lap cars. This could provide a challenge for Hubi Lexpulse, as we have less than 3 laps to go. Less than 3 laps for Hubi Lexpulse off the field, but looks like now he's got a couple slow cars in front of him that he's going to have to navigate in the next couple of laps. 2 laps to go at Chicagoland. And Hubi Lexpulse is set to go right beneath them, hoping they go high. Makes a little bit of contact. But he clears them. And that is likely going to do it for Hubi Lexpulse with a very clean move on a couple of slow cars. And here we go. White flag, 1 lap to go at Chicagoland Speedway. Those behind have also gone past the lap cars. But ultimately, they're trying to keep up with Hubi Lexpulse, but looks like it is a little bit too late. And now there is no lap cars in sight. It's the last lap. And Hubi Lexpulse, a young Top Motorsports driver out of Canada, Hubi Lexpulse out of turn 4, is going to win the Pringles 300 at Chicagoland Speedway and capture his second victory in the season. And his teammate-in-law finishes runner-up. Well, in some regards, it was a bad day for Top Motorsports, but in other regards, it was a good day, as 2 of their drivers have finished 1-2. And 2 of these drivers actually happen to be the big 3 of Top Motorsports. Well, at least as far as where they're going to be, if you know what I mean. Because of course, Hubi Lexpulse's plan is he's going to go full-time in Cup for next season. So he's going to be official teams with Russell David in the Cup Series next year. But overall, while some of the Top Motorsports cars didn't have the best days, others, however, have. And Hubi Lexpulse with a W today at Chicagoland. Very good result for him. So, Russell David, as we've been saying, Russell David, his teammate, kind of, comes home in second. Imagine Fernando Bauman was in this race. Well, Fernando Bauman will be back in this series one more time, but not for a little while. And considering the rest of the field, Michael Knight comes home with 3rd, Harrison Burton 4th, Anthony Logan 5th, Ross Chastain 6th, Chase Briscoe 7th, Nathan Amon 8th, Casey Nanico 9th, Ryan Sieg 10th, Matthew Brown 11th, Henry 12th, Freeman McShane 13th, Noah Gregson 14th, Jason Allgaier 15th, DJ Reed 16th, Dan Emmerich 17th, Connor 18th, Texas 19th, Austin Murray 20th, Balco Films 21st, Edward 22nd, Keisha Brixton 23rd, Brandon Jones 24th, Jose Mills 25th. Larry Fitzwater here 26th, Dane Blue 27th, Austin Nick 28th, Justin Lee 29th, John Doe 30th, Riley Earp 31st, Shane Lamb 32nd, Mike Snyder 33rd, Winston Rimmer 34th, Greg Graff 35th, Sebastian Golon 36th, Cody Cooper 37th, Ernie Irvin 38th, Bob Boy 39th, Anthony Alfredo 40th, Tyler Massey 41st, and Can't Drive in 42nd. Well, there you have it. As I'm recording this, I'm definitely a bit keen to see what actually happened. Well, what more happened in this big accident that took out quite a few drivers. But as for drivers who finished the race, it is a good day. So, but that's all for the Siemens Nash series. So, what will the Cup Series bring tomorrow or next time? We will see. But that is all for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.